There comes an evening when the kettle feels heavy and the cooker a mile away. You've lived a long life and cooked 1,000 dinners, and tonight you simply haven't got it in you. That's not failing. That's being human. The old generation knew a proper supper needn't take an hour or cost a fortune. A tin, a slice of bread, an egg, 5 minutes. That's a meal. So tonight we're counting down 20 cheap British suppers you can make in 5 minutes flat, even when you're worn out. Each one is kind to your purse and kinder still to your energy. Give this a like, then settle in. Let's begin with number 20. Number 20. Beans on toast. There is a reason this one has fed Britain for 100 years, and it is not going anywhere. A tin of baked beans costs next to nothing, keeps in the cupboard for an age, and asks almost nothing of you. Tip the beans into a small pan or a bowl, warm them on the hob for 2 minutes or in the microwave for 90 seconds, and drop a slice of bread under the grill or in the toaster while you wait. Butter the toast generously. That's not the time to be mean with yourself, and pour the beans over the top. A little grated cheese melts beautifully into the heat if you fancy it. It is warm, it is filling, and there is a quiet comfort in it that goes right back to childhood, to tea times in front of the fire with the family gathered round. A tin holds a good bit of fiber and protein too, which keeps you fuller for longer through the evening. On the tiredest of evenings, beans on toast is proof that supper need not be a struggle. It is the meal that says you have still looked after yourself tonight, and that matters more than you know. Number 19. Scrambled egg on toast. 2 eggs, a knob of butter, and a slice of bread are all that stand between you and a proper, nourishing plate. Crack the eggs into a bowl, beat them with a fork and a splash of milk, then tip them into a buttered pan over a low heat. Stir gently with a wooden spoon and take them off while they still look a touch wet. They finish cooking on the plate. Pile them onto hot buttered toast and grind over a little pepper. Eggs are one of the cheapest sources of good protein you can buy, and they sit lightly on an older stomach late in the day. Soft, golden, and ready. Before the kettle's even boiled, scrambled egg on toast is the supper your mother made when the day got away from her. The secret to keeping it soft is a low heat and taking it off early. Rushed eggs turn rubbery, but patient ones stay creamy. It costs pennies, it cooks in 3 minutes, and it never once feels like settling for less. Number 18. Sardines on toast. Don't turn your nose up before you've tried it the proper way. A tin of sardines in tomato sauce costs less than a cup of tea in a cafe, and they're packed with the sort of goodness, oily fish, omega oils, calcium right from the soft little bones that doctors keep telling us older folk need more of. Toast a thick slice of bread, butter it well, then tip the sardines on top and mash them down with a fork so the sauce soaks in. A squeeze of lemon or a shake of vinegar lifts the whole thing. It's ready in the time it takes the toaster to pop. There's a generation that grew up on this, carried through lean years by the humble tin, and they were all the healthier for it. A few sardines cost a fraction of a fresh fillet, yet give you the very same goodness, which makes them a quiet hero of any careful kitchen. On a cold evening when you can't face the shops or the stove, sardines on toast is hearty, wholesome, and done in a flash. Number 17. Cheese on toast, the grandfather of all quick suppers and still one of the best. Lay a slice or two of bread under a hot grill and toast one side. Turn it over, cover the soft side with grated or sliced cheese, and slide it back under until the cheese bubbles and turns golden at the edges. That's it. A knob of butter underneath the cheese makes it richer, and a dab of brown sauce or a little mustard on the side wakes it right up. Cheese keeps for weeks in the fridge, and a small block stretches across many a meal, so it's friendly to a pension that has to go a long way. The smell of it browning under the grill is one of the most comforting in any British kitchen. It has been drifting out of back kitchens since long before any of us were born. For a bit of variety, a sliced tomato or a few onion rings under the cheese turn it into something closer to a meal. When you're weary and want something hot, melting, and ready in 4 minutes, cheese on toast has never once let anyone down. Number 16. Tinned tomato soup with bread and butter. Some evenings you don't want to chew much at all. You just want something warm to wrap your hands around. A tin of tomato soup, heated in a pan for 2 minutes or in a mug in the microwave, is exactly that. Pour it into your favorite bowl and have a slice or two of buttered bread alongside for dipping. A swirl of milk softens it. A little grated cheese stirred through makes it feel like a treat. Soup like this has warmed Britain through 1,000 winters, sat by the fire with the wireless on. It slips down easily, it's gentle on the digestion, and a single tin costs barely anything at all. There's no shame in opening a tin. Our grandmothers did it and thought nothing of it, and a kitchen that's lived a long life knows better than to fuss. On a tired night, a hot bowl of soup and bread and butter is supper enough, and a kind one at that. Number 15. Boiled egg with bread and butter soldiers. There's a smallness to this meal that's part of its charm. It asks for nothing and gives back plenty. Bring a little pan of water to the boil, lower in an egg with a spoon, and let it bubble for 4 minutes for a soft, runny yolk, or 6 for firmer. While it cooks, butter a slice of bread and cut it into neat strips. The soldiers you dipped as a child. Sit the egg in a cup or an egg cup, slice off the top, and dip away. The yolk is rich with everything a body needs of an evening, and the whole thing costs a matter of pence. It's the supper that makes a quiet kitchen feel a little less empty, the ritual of the dipping a small pleasure all its own. There's a steadiness in it too, the same 4 minutes, the same neat soldiers, a familiar little routine on an evening that might otherwise feel shapeless. Quick, cheap, and softly satisfying. A boiled egg, and soldiers never grows old, and neither does the comfort of it. Number 14. Tuna mayonnaise on toast. A tin of tuna is one of the handiest things you can keep in the cupboard, ready to become supper at a moment's notice. Drain the tin, tip the tuna into a bowl, and mash it together with a good spoonful of mayonnaise and a grind of pepper. Spread it thick over hot buttered toast, or pile it onto crackers if you don't fancy the bother of the toaster. A few slices of cucumber or a spoon of sweet corn stirred in make it feel a proper meal. Tuna is lean, light, and full of the protein that keeps muscles strong as the years go by, and that matters when you live on your own and want to stay steady on your feet. It keeps for ages in the tin, so there's always something in the house, even at the end of a long month before the pension comes in. 5 minutes, barely any washing up, and a supper that's both easy and good for you. Number 13. Quick omelette. Don't let the fancy French name put you off. An omelette is simply eggs in a pan, and you can have one on your plate in under 5 minutes. Beat 2 eggs in a bowl with a little salt and pepper. Melt a knob of butter in a small frying pan over a medium heat. Pour in the eggs and let them set for a minute, tilting the pan so the runny part slides to the edges. When it's nearly firm, fold it over and slide it onto a plate. A handful of grated cheese, a slice of ham torn in, or a few mushrooms make it grander. But plain is lovely too. It's filling, it's gentle, and 2 eggs cost almost nothing. There's a real satisfaction in turning out a golden folded omelette all by yourself of an evening. Cheap, cheering, and quicker than you'd think, the omelette is a small triumph on a tired night. Number 12. Tinned spaghetti or spaghetti hoops on toast. Yes, the children's favorite, and there's no rule that says you have to grow out of it. A tin of spaghetti and tomato sauce warms through in a couple of minutes and pours steaming over a slice of buttered toast. It's soft, it's warm. It needs no chewing to speak of. And on an evening when your hands are tired and your patience short, that gentleness is exactly the point. A little grated cheese on top melts into the sauce and makes it richer. The whole thing costs a fraction of a fancy ready meal and tastes somehow of simpler times. There's no need to apologize for liking the easy things. They earned their place on British tables for good reason. And a comforting supper is a comforting supper at any age. When you want hot food in your hands with the least possible fuss, tinned spaghetti on toast is honest, cheerful, and ready before you've found the salt. Number 11. Poached egg on toast. A poached egg looks like something from a cafe, but it's one of the simplest suppers going. Bring a small pan of water to a gentle simmer, crack an egg into a cup, and tip it carefully into the water. Let it cook for 3 minutes while you toast and butter your bread. Then lift the egg out with a slotted spoon, let it drain a moment, and slide it onto the toast. A grind of pepper and you're done. The soft yolk runs golden over the bread, and there's not a scrap of fat needed to cook it, which sits kindly with anyone watching their heart. An egg or two costs next to nothing and gives you a proper bit of protein last thing in the day. It feels just a little bit special. A poached egg. A small kindness you've done yourself. If the white tends to spread, a drop of vinegar in the water helps it hold together. An old trick worth knowing. Light, quick, and wholesome. It's a supper that never feels like cutting corners. Number 10. Tinned salmon with bread and butter. A small tin of salmon turns into a lovely cold supper with hardly any effort at all. Open the tin, drain off the liquid, and tip the salmon into a bowl. Mash it gently with a fork, bones and all, for they are soft and full of calcium your bones will thank you for, and stir through a spoonful of mayonnaise or a squeeze of lemon. Spread it onto buttered bread for a sandwich, or pile it onto crackers with a few slices of cucumber. Salmon is rich in the good oils that keep an older heart and mind ticking along, and a tin keeps in the cupboard for months. There is no cooking at all, which makes it perfect for the evenings when even the toaster feels like too much. For a little treat, mash through a chopped spring onion or a grind of black pepper, and it tastes like something from a deli counter. Light on the stomach, gentle on the purse, and ready the moment the tins open, tinned salmon is a quiet little luxury that costs almost nothing. Number 9. Crumpets with butter and a poached egg. Crumpets are one of the great cheap comforts of the British larder, and a packet stretches across many a tea time. Pop 1 or 2 in the toaster until golden, then butter them while they are hot so it sinks right down into all those little holes. For a fuller supper, top a crumpet with a poached or fried egg and let the yolk run into the dips. On its own with butter and a smear of jam or Marmite, it is enough on a light evening. Crumpets are soft and easy to eat, asking nothing of tired teeth or tired hands, and they cook in the toaster while you sit and rest. There is a homeliness to them that warms more than the stomach. They smell of tea times long past, and afternoons by the fire. A packet keeps well, and a couple toasted of an evening is the work of moments. When the day has been long and you want something gentle and familiar, a buttered crumpet, perhaps crowned with an egg, is a supper that feels like being looked after. Number 8. Welsh rarebit, the quick way. This is cheese on toast grown up, and it's still done in 5 minutes. In a small bowl, mix grated cheese with a teaspoon of mustard, a splash of milk, and a shake of Worcestershire sauce until you have a rough paste. Toast a slice of bread on one side under the grill, turn it, spread the cheese mixture over the soft side, and grill until it's bubbling and golden brown. The mustard and the Worcestershire give it a warmth and a depth that plain cheese on toast can't quite manage, and it tastes far grander than the few pennies it costs. It's the supper that makes an ordinary evening feel a touch more special, without a scrap more effort. Cheese and bread are things most of us always have in, so there's rarely an excuse not to. Hot, savoury, and ready in minutes, a quick Welsh rarebit proves that easy and proper aren't opposites at all. Number 7. Instant mashed potato with cheese and beans. Don't be proud about instant mash. It's a marvel for a tired evening, and it's cheap as anything. Spoon the powder into a bowl, pour over boiling water from the kettle. Stir, and in a minute, you've a bowl of soft, buttery mash with no peeling, no pan, and no scrubbing afterwards. Stir in a knob of butter and a handful of grated cheese to make it richer, and warm a few spoonfuls of baked beans to go alongside. It's soft, it's warm, it's filling, and it slips down easily when you've no energy for chewing. A box of instant mash keeps for months and costs very little, which makes it a real friend to a careful budget. There's nothing wrong with the easy way when the easy way still feeds you well. Our grandmothers would have thought it a small miracle to have hot mash in a minute flat. Comforting, gentle, and ready before the kettle's cooled, a bowl of cheesy mash is a proper supper dressed up as no trouble at all. Number 6. Fish finger sandwich. There's a reason this one is loved up and down the country. It's cheap, it's quick, and it's pure comfort. Grill or oven bake 3 or 4 fish fingers, then lay them between 2 slices of buttered bread. A little tomato ketchup or tartar sauce, perhaps a leaf of lettuce, and you have a supper that costs barely anything and satisfies completely. Fish fingers are gentle on the stomach and easy to eat, and a box in the freezer means there is always something to fall back on when the cupboard looks bare. It's the meal that bridges the generations. Children love it, and so, quietly, do plenty of us who have long since grown up. There's a knack to it too. A good squash of the bread so it holds together, and the fish fingers laid side by side so every bite has its share. When you want something warm, easy, and just a bit indulgent without any fuss, a fish finger sandwich never disappoints. Number 5. Smoked mackerel with bread and butter. For a supper that feels generous but costs little, a fillet of smoked mackerel is hard to beat. It comes ready to eat straight from the packet, no cooking at all. So on the most tired of evenings, you have only to lift it out and flake it onto a plate. Have it with buttered bread, a few slices of tomato, or a spoonful of horseradish to give it a bit of fire. Mackerel is one of the richest sources of the good oils that keep an older heart strong and a mind sharp, and the smoking gives it a deep, satisfying flavor that needs nothing added. A packet keeps well in the fridge and feeds you across more than one meal. There's something restful about a supper that asks for no stove at all. Wholesome, flavorful, and ready the moment you open the packet, smoked mackerel is goodness with no effort whatsoever. Number 4. Tinned soup with grated cheese and a bread roll. We have had tomato soup already, but the cupboard holds a whole world of them. Chicken, vegetable, oxtail, lentil, mushroom, and each makes a warming supper in 2 minutes flat. Heat your chosen tin in a pan or a mug, pour it into a bowl, and stir a handful of grated cheese through while it's piping hot so it melts into threads. A crusty roll or a slice of buttered bread on the side turns it from a starter into a proper meal. Soup is one of the kindest things you can give yourself of an evening. Easy to eat, easy to digest, and warm all the way down. A tin costs a pittance, and the variety means you need not ever tire of it. When chewing feels like hard work and you just want comfort in a bowl, a good hot soup with cheese is supper at its simplest and its best. Number 3. Corned beef on bread. A tin of corned beef has rescued more British suppers than anyone could count, and it's still a thrifty marvel. Open the tin, slice off a thick piece, and lay it on buttered bread with a little mustard or pickle for a sandwich that fills you right up. If you fancy it warm, you can fry a slice for a minute in a dry pan until the edges crisp, then slide it onto toast. Corned beef keeps in the cupboard almost indefinitely, costs very little for the protein it gives, and needs no real cooking at all. It carried families through rationing and beyond, and there's a hearty, honest satisfaction in it that hasn't dimmed with the years. Many a household kept a tin or two tucked at the back of the cupboard for exactly these evenings, a bit of insurance against a tired night and an empty fridge. On an evening when you want something substantial without standing at the stove, a corned beef sandwich is quick, filling, and reassuringly familiar. Sometimes the old standbys are old standbys for the very best of reasons. Number 2. Porridge for supper. Who says porridge is only for the morning? A warm bowl of it last thing is one of the most soothing suppers there is, and it costs mere pennies a serving. Tip a handful of oats into a bowl or mug with milk or water, give it 90 seconds in the microwave or 3 minutes in a pan, and stir. A spoon of honey, a sprinkle of sugar, a handful of raisins, or a sliced banana on top makes it feel a little indulgent. Oats are gentle on the stomach, good for the heart, and keep you full and settled through the night, which helps anyone who finds sleep doesn't come as easily as it once did. A bag of oats lasts for weeks and barely dents the budget. There's a deep comfort in a warm, sweet bowl of porridge. When the house is quiet and the day is done, the Scots have known its worth for centuries, and they were never wrong about a thing that warms you from the inside out. Soft, cheap, and kind, it's the supper that tucks you in. Number 1. Cheese and crackers, the ploughman's at home, and at the very top, the supper that needs no cooking at all. Not a pan, not a flame, not a moment at the stove. Lay out a few crackers or oat cakes, a wedge of cheese, and whatever the fridge offers. A pickled onion, a spoon of chutney, a few slices of apple, a tomato, a bit of ham. It's the ploughman's lunch brought home for tea, and it's been feeding Britain in one form or another for centuries. There's no easier meal in this whole list, and on the most exhausted of evenings, that's precisely why it crowns it. It's light enough to sit comfortably before bed, cheap enough to suit any week of the month, and there's a real pleasure in picking at it slowly with the telly on. Cheese, a cracker, a bit of pickle, proof that the very best supper, when you're too tired for anything else, is sometimes the one you don't cook at all. So there you have it. 20 cheap British suppers, each ready in 5 minutes, for the evenings when cooking is the last thing you have the strength for. Eating well on your own, and on a budget, need not mean standing over a stove. A tin, an egg, a slice of bread, and a few minutes are enough to look after yourself properly. Tell me in the comments which one you will try first, and which simple supper has seen you through. Take care of yourself tonight. You have earned an easy one.